All right, we're good. But I also have to go ping Discord because I forgot to last night at Twitch pings. Stream now, yes. Content? Question mark? Okay, we're good. We're just gonna camp Forge forever, I guess. Mash your autos, mash your Corona Burst. There we go. Good damage, good damage. Alright, so we may actually have things to fight tonight. Is Kaoin playing it? He's in Tomb of Vraskir Desert BL. That's great news. I would love to fight WL tonight. Now WL also has to want to fight us, but we have half of the equation solved already. And then also, let's go get a fight bot up so that we can find out how big our enemies are. There we go. We are good to go, as far as I know. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Your Arc DPS overlays, your OBS overlays work? Yeah. Mic works, audio works, everything looks fine. I'm gonna say it works. I'm dropping. Now, is Gary still contested? No. You can go pop into Gary, just make sure everything is okay, because this was contested earlier. That wall is, I'm assuming, where they came in. And then gate? No, it looks like they repaired. No, he's using like default Microsoft Word colors on all the stuff that he posts. It's not even opening the hex editor. It's fucked up shades of like green and pink and stuff that no human actually uses. Because black impact font next to any other font just looks really funny. Black impact font on its own, you're like, okay, it's, you know, fairly straightforward. But then black impact font next to like serif font that has like curls and shit on it, you're like, oh my god, graphic design is your passion, huh? I have some supply, so I'm going to ignore it. But thank you for the yak call. I'm just kidding, I'm gonna go melt that thing. I'm just gonna whisper K1. I was being polite and leaving it for other people. Yeah, I was just kidding about that. He'd be out here lying for fun. SHW does not tag out tonight. I have... Yeah. Yeah, they can play without tagging up. It's probably like 70%. You go to LA raids every once in a while, I see you. You just don't say anything. Mm-hmm. What do you mean bullied into SAB? SAB is fun, and we like doing it. I know, I'm sad it's over. SAB is the only holiday I miss. The one in DSF Plateau? No, I think you'll find if you check the tooltip, it's in DSF Plateau. And then... I'm grabbing my notes. I don't think they want to fight us anymore because we won. WL says they currently have 14 and they're working on getting more, but they don't have many people playing this week for some reason. So maybe we could fight that? If they get bigger. Parched Outpost OJs. That's too far. Who took it though? We don't know. What's up, Zesh? How you doing? Hopefully better than us. We have absolutely nothing to do in this tier. Mag has chased everybody away. Enemy morale is very low. What do I drive? What do I drive on, or like what car do I have? Car? I don't own a car. So I would have to say that I drive NA. Or possibly like none. Or I drive empty set, depending on what kind of database you're entering this in. I'm a public transit appreciator, despite the fact that I live in a city that has ass public transit. This wall's down. What the heck? Oh, hello. Found him. Okay. Inner wall's down. I'm going in. Surprising considering I'm a big F1 fan. I mean, I'm also like a Guild Wars 2 fan, but I don't own like a toaster. Or like a... Well, okay, I own a sword. I don't own like a shield. But it was more that I lived in New York for my master's program. And because New York has a subway that takes you anywhere you ever need to go, I forgot to renew my driver's license. And it expired. And by the time I noticed, it was too late to renew it. So I said, all right, fine. I simply won't drive. Do I own Funko Pops? I am not a Funko Pops guy, but I am... Since we're talking about F1 and Legos, let's see if I can reach it without taking my headphones off. I can, yeah. We've got this one. I'm working on collecting the 2024 grid. Further. I don't have a great shelf to show them off on, but I'm working on the 2024 grid in Lego form. We've acquired McLaren so far. And we've acquired Red Bull so far. And we're slowly working on the other 8. They're nice sets. They're a little expensive, but they're good. I like them. Not sponsored, by the way. I don't make that Lego money, but I endorse them. Yeah, that's exactly the boat I'm in. They're cool, but they're a little expensive. So it's like one of those things where if I want to treat myself with something small, because like I hit a career milestone or like got a bunch done with the week or like hit a major project deliverable for work or something like that, I'm like, I'm gonna treat myself, gonna buy like a little $20 Lego set. And then you take an hour or two in the afternoon building it, and then you put it up on your shelf, and you're like, ah, that looks nice. What is these days? Crocs used to be 15 bucks at Walmart, now they're 50. Anything that you buy off of Temu, as long as you're not in the United States, is still pretty cheap. 96 packs of Diet Coke at Costco, probably still pretty cheap. Tickets to a Dallas Mavericks game, probably pretty cheap these days. Actually, I don't know, maybe not. Will Halo defend this is the question. Given that it's paper, I'm thinking probably not. Actually raise ticket prices? That's so fucked up. What's the dude's name? Their GM, who's like, I think I underestimated how much people liked my franchise player that I traded away. He's getting ready to move to Vegas for sure. It's like, yeah, I don't understand what happened. Dallas just really doesn't like this basketball team anymore. Guess we'll leave. After he's done everything in his power to just crater the value of the franchise that he runs in the eyes of the fans, even though for some reason the actual valuation just goes up. Because the valuation of public sports teams makes no sense. Are the Suns the team that was like, we're gonna lower all of our prices, we're gonna sell like $4 hot dogs or whatever? I think that was the Suns. I like the Suns based off of that. Nico's a moron, also a scapegoat for the new margin owners who want to open a casino. That's what I'm saying. I think they hired Nico to make everybody hate the franchise, and then once Dallas hates the franchise, they'll be like, alright, we're going to move the franchise to Vegas, and then they're going to open a combination casino/basketball arena. Because Vegas is going to raise their tourism tax to like 85% in order to fund a new public stadium. So the billionaires don't actually have to pay any money to like build an arena. Maybe within like 15 years, I would say, if I had to guess. But then at least Vegas has every sports franchise and they can't get any more. Oh no, wait, they don't have a baseball team yet. Alright, they could still get a baseball team. But they've got a football team, a hockey team, a basketball team. They're working on the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, you would never give one city 2 professional sports franchises, right? Of, like, the same team? Like, who would do that? Still don't know who would want to willingly live in Vegas. Hey, that's the thing. Nobody... Well, people live in Vegas. It would be a glib statement to be like, nobody actually lives in Vegas. There's people who live in Vegas. But for the most part, it's a captive audience. The real money in Vegas is all the people who go to Vegas because they like gambling. And then as long as you're there, you're like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll see a professional sporting event where tickets are like $600. I just won big at the casino. The worst part is there's actually a ton of stuff in and around Vegas that's really neat. Like, Red Rocks is a really nice, like, hiking area. It's technically Arizona, but, like, Meteor Crater's fairly close by, Grand Canyon's fairly close by, Petrified Forest is fairly close by over in California. You can actually get to a lot of really interesting natural landmarks from Vegas. But Vegas itself is just a hellhole. What? Coin is blue. Tourist city driven by soulless capitalism. No, that's like Orlando and LA. Vegas is driven by soulless gambling, which is not capitalism, because gambling doesn't sell you a product, it just takes your money. Capitalism is like, here, have this mass-produced thing. Gambling is like, I'm just gonna take that, if you don't mind. Let's see if we can find ourselves coin. That's an actual fight. I'm going ahead. Honestly, I'm finding as I get a little older that I think I could be a guy who, like, lives in the woods, as long as there's a good internet connection. Like, I grew up in the Midwest, and I was like, ugh, this sucks. Like, suburbs are not interesting, and still definitely believe that. And then moved to New York, and then hung out in some other places on the East Coast, and was like, man, cities are pog, I love this. But I think I'm getting tired of cities, and now I want to be the guy who, like, has to drive 10 minutes to get into town. And, like, doesn't have neighbors. I feel like I could be that guy. Or at least I feel like I could try on being that guy. I don't know if I'd actually like being that guy, but the idea of being that guy entices me. I'm not saying like ranch on Montana. I wouldn't want to be like so far away that I couldn't like get something DoorDashed to me. But I want to be a little outside the suburbs and just see how that goes. They have repaired this wall. This is prime pulling spot for any necros with us. You just point right here. It's a lot of people in there. I can feel the frame lag. There's Banner right there. They definitely pushed out of this. Did it just upgrade? No, it's paper. I guess they just snap repaired it. Nick. What is this? Oh, it's just clones. They're dropping. Kami, careful. Alright, I don't think that is pushed out the way that they wanted it to. I think we'll be able to just clean all of this up. There's still more down there. I'm gonna AED. Oh, I think I got it. I'm not sure. I don't think I got it. It's still on cooldown. I didn't get it. That sucks. That would have been the greatest AED of all. Oh, the Banner's still alive. Here he is. Get him. Get him. Blunderbuss him. Obstruct. You're so freaking lucky. I got him. Outskirts a decent city with a couple acres. Yeah, I think I could be that guy. I think I might want to be a little further out of the city. I want to maybe be, like, near the city. Like, 30-minute drive to the city. But I think I'm just ready to be out of the city. Oh, this is DC. Oh, this is, like, actual content. Hang on. Hold on. This is good fights. Alright, maybe today won't be so bad. Maybe we actually will have something to do tonight. Let's see how big they are. DC 63. That's not how big DC is. I think DC is like 25, and then Foxy's like 35. I don't have any supply to help you with this RAM. It's not my job. DC's like 17. They look bigger than 17. If we fight them without Foxy, we'll see about that. I would meet you in the middle and say DC's like 20. I can see a world where DC's 20 and Foxy's like 30, and then they have 10 greens. You can see their channel in Discord? We'll go find out. Never mind, we won't. This is pushing it. Also, if you can see their channel in Discord, you can just say they're 17. You don't need to say they're like 17. You have access to precise information. Go inside. Middle gate. That's Bliss and Foxy. Okay, it's actually Bliss and Foxy. I can see DC being 17. I didn't know it was both of them. I thought it was just Foxy. That makes more sense. So blue is close to 40, and then DC 17. We're still going to be too big for DC at 30, though. And I don't even think this is an alliance raid. This is most of core K&T. DC's just got to get more gamers. Guy trying to get our banners. He doesn't know. I don't want to get Scorpion wired. I'm not going to look at him. Commander, Quaggan dropped very far down. Can you kill the Ballista while you're over there? Okay. Raising their friends, they've got him up. Quaggan's been dismounted. What are you doing? You're fine, you're back on tag. I can't build. Say chat says Foxy in here. Good call. Good call. And Bliss. Good call. So Foxy stacked, Bliss stacked. They should not have banner for a while. They don't have banner for 10 minutes. They do have E-waypoint. So that'll likely be either E waypoint when we get to Lord, or it'll be E waypoint after we wipe them if they decide to push. I don't know what you're doing except for just casting Meteor Shower, so why don't you go inside for a little? And then you come back and Meteor Shower. Clear that. Super speed my friends on the tail. Careful, true. What are you doing? Tyrion, be careful. Tyrion AFK for sure. We'll just help target cap him. I don't trust it. I can't. I'm helping to target cap Tyrion. They won't kill him. Not while I'm here. If you're not doing anything, come jump on Tyrion. We're saving his life. Saving Tyrion. Ooh, good blink. Good invis. No, he just died on the spot. Did somebody forget to invite Morg to squad? He's lamenting in Say Chat. Lucas. Lucas. They'll see it. Oh, okay, hold on. I have to go help. I can't stay there to target cap Tyrion. I have to go help my friends. You are very lagged out. Now I go back to help Tyrion. Oof. Could I tell famous Osu player Zesh in my Twitch chat that he stinks for you? Yeah, absolutely. I would bring me great pleasure to do that. He's actually punting Tyrion away towards our squad. I love that. They're gonna push him down the hill. So Foxy is oh, never mind, he's out of range. They're not gonna be able to move him any further. Can someone tell Foxy to pull Tyrion down to like the staircase so that he can mitigate some incoming range damage? No, I would never. That's actually a really good idea. Just chain air signet him back to us. I'll go communicate this to Bomb. Bomb refuses to leave his side, unfortunately. That's actually a great idea, but I don't think they want to participate. Leaving on gate. Hot. I'm fine. I'm also resin. Tempests, can you please keep an eye on Tyrion? He is alone now. I can't believe they're just ignoring him like that. Ooh, downs. Conversion is good. I can't believe they never killed Tyrion, man. They're gonna come back inside. Just expect it. It's the most BM Prime Light Beam of all time. I'll rally. I'm not even sweating it. I'll rally. E-waypoint, E-waypoint, E-waypoint. Here, I have a super speed. The inner one, for some reason, thought better of it, maybe? Nope, took it again. That's not the E-waypoint I would be taking in this situation. Alright, we're gonna have to hope that Tyrion is okay. There's nothing more that we could do for him. They're all taking this one now. Good dodge. Tyrion is dead. Bad news. I wish we could have air sigged him. There's a Trebin Lord's Ring. Etho said he doesn't care if Tyrion dies. Just wanted to say I think that's messed up. Rithus, who are you typing to? Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, they're pushing. It's scary. I don't know about this Prime Light Beam. It's a fine Prime Light Beam, actually. It's really good. I'm blunderbussing. I'm fumigating. I'm Corona bursting. Hey, at least I pushed. Anybody else chilling out here? Good drop. Okay. +1 keep. They've left us no supply. No gifts. Very sad. respawn here. They're not on, well, they're on Lord, but like it's not on Lord, on Lord. We should have time to respond to this. They're through outer wall. And then maybe middle gate. Middle gate, yeah. I don't think these people have any idea we're here. So we'll just take all of these. And then we'll head up here. We'll take all of these. And then we'll take this one. I'll just go ahead and kite out of that. You're in your shroud, I'll respect it. Are you gonna beach? You're not gonna beach, you're gonna leave. Alright. DC is still inside, by the way. A lot of blue Hams Lab, WL and off. I don't know how big that is, but maybe it's something. That's the same Necro. I'm not gonna chase too far. That commander's going inside. They've dodged through us. I'll just dodge through one time. I need lots of heat right now. This should do it. Ooh, that's hot. I'm gonna need to dodge one. I'm a coward. I don't think I was at heat 3. It's not technically that best damage we could be doing. But I think we're bigger, because bomb is also here. What is stunning me right now? Banner. If that banner drops, I'm going in. Let's keep light damage on him. Let's keep you at 70, keep you at 50. Oh my god. Lucas. Holy shit. He just exploded. Foxy pushing. I'm gonna AED just in case. Just leave here. You guys are very late to the party. That's heat 3. Good stun. Yeah, we need DC to have like 10 more people, I think. Or we need to, like, shed bomb. But I don't think bomb has anything else to do on this map. I just want to keep an eye on this gate. E-waypoint pulled here, E-waypoint, E-waypoint. Rings up. Ring secured. I wonder how big WL is on red. We'll see if team chat knows. SMC, SMC. SMC is not my problem. We're never going to be able to make it onto EVG. We're sporting red. That's fair. There isn't really anything to do here. We still have Gary? No, we lost Gary. Sad. We at least own this, so we can resupply. I'm going to grab my nodes first, and then if there's still supply, I'll grab it. Oh no, there's no supply? That's unfortunate. I guess I'll just have to keep my 15. So green is maybe coming up this hill right now. We'd want to be looking at that sentry to see if it enters combat. OJ's. Parched Outpost. Let's see who that flips to. Here's AI. WL plus off was 30. Okay, we're 34. That's WL plus off at Parched Outpost, South Left Tower. Where would they go after that? T2 camp? Yeah, because that's the way they're circling around the map. So they're going to take McLean's, and then we're going to run into them. We don't have bomb with us, but we do have about 10 greens. So we're like 40. Just too big. TOD's cat. Wait, that's us? Who took this? We took it in front of them so they couldn't? That's unlucky. They can't take the camp. We just took it like 10 seconds ago. Sniffing doesn't show anything yet. Killing Treb. WL. Where are you? They have ported spawn? No. Their home tower is contested? Maybe they went home tower? I'm going to look. I'm going to look. When Guild Wars 3, thanks for the follow. Soon, hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Couple years. I was doing map completion the other day, and when you're in Corteria, which I can't show you because I don't have the... Oh wait, can I? No, I can't. You know the little map on the bottom right corner of your screen when you open the map? It only has 8 total directions, and we've used up 5 of them. So obviously, we're going to have 3 more expansions that introduce 3 more regions, and then we're going to have Guild Wars 3 because they're going to run out of places to put new arrows on the minimap compass rose. It's irrefutable logic. I found them. They're directly to yourself. It's just nuts right now, though. I'm scouting them. They don't know about me yet. WL coming out of camp. Now they can't know that I'm here. I vanished. Oh, he's just leaving. Alright, they're gonna know that I'm here. Five or so green? Might be like 6 or 7 or so green. Okay. Was that QQ? No, they're still in tonic. It's very BM to be commander pulling, especially when this is the only content we might find. Kaylin says they are very pug heavy tonight. Yeah. He didn't technically whisper to fight. I asked him if they wanted to fight, and he said, "I'll work on getting people." So, look, man, I was desperate. Just please battle me, please. Pointing fingers together emojis. They're closer in size to like Foxy plus DC, so they would probably have fun on blue. They just can't get to blue. Yeah, so I'm saying that WL could probably fight DC and it would be interesting, but we're going to be too big. Hey, my hot take for this matchup is that it's a really good matchup if you're 15 to 20, and if you're bigger than 20, it sucks shit. And we've been consistently bigger than 20. WL enemy players 32. Yeah. That's just not going to be big enough. They are stacked up north of Supply Depot inside Tower Commander. No, they're like right north of Supply Depot. Yes. Just pretend you don't see them. Oh shit. I didn't see them. Yeah, we're way too big. What's the value of good scouting though? Good hold. Someone up here's a minion mancer. Hmm? I did. I told him that he was... I told him that we were very surprised. Hmm. Yeah. Dude, honestly, no Warclaw, no Gliding Week would kind of go crazy. Yeah, no Gliding Week was actually kind of fun. Oh, whatever. So you're fine with no Warclaw, but no Gliding is where you draw the line? Yeah. I don't think they'll be coming back. They pulled E Waypoint. There's like 5 north by nodes. I don't think they actually took it though. No. EW raid starting, so Quaggan's leaving too. Yeah, me neither. But they'll have more fun. There's much smaller stuff for them to fight. And losing them might make it more interesting to fight WL. We're gonna lose like 5 people, maybe. Vet Harpy. I think that's a long way for you to make it back to that portal, my friend. That was an ambitious Elixir S. Are we still winning this matchup? Yes. With a decent lead. That's good. I think we definitely want to keep moving up so that we can fight HHA. I want that Indo plus BTD matchup. Yes. I've been kicked off my ramp? What the heck? I'm going up. How goes the World v World? We're struggling to find the content tonight. This matchup is a little, it's a little dubious. Nice try, by the way. I saw you go for that great sword. I saw you go for that great sword. Yeah? What? What? No, I was killing Siege, and then Mesmer tried to GS5 me off the edge. And then I just Elixir S'd it. It's okay, Kiwi. We had a couple good fights in against DC. We got a couple good fights in against Foxy. But really, I think we're just kind of holding out for T1 at this point so that we can fight the Indo plus BTD matchup. That's where all of the gamers are going to be. That's the one that we really want to try and chase after. So they're going to win T2 this week. We're going to win T3 this week. And then if we win T2 next week, then week 3 and hopefully week 4 will be really, really good. Also worth noting that, well, let me go check. You'll go to Mists. Matches NA. Hall of Judgment currently has a 2.5 KDR across their entire matchup so far, which is the second highest KDR of any NA matchup since 2021. So that team is farming like crazy. And then ours is, well, Miss says 1.4, but sometimes it's not quite right. We're actually at 1.5, which is also very high. So these are two really imbalanced matchups right now. And they're going to take a couple weeks to sort themselves out because both of these teams belong in T1 with their coverage and activity. But they started in T2 and T3. Cal's doing fine over there. So once we all get to T1, it'll be fine, and there'll be really interesting fights, but not before that. Have some super speed, kill all these people who got juked. People dying in front for some reason. Yeah, W ult's way too pug heavy tonight to do anything. They repaired that wall really fast. There we go. Just leave the Photon Forge here. Interesting Treb. That probably needs to die, because they can turn this to Hitlord's room. You just wander around and hope you run into PvP players for some good fights. The scales in World vs. World are so different. Because roaming is very much like, I'm trying to chase this guy down, and I have like a couple clues on how good they might be. But it's a bit of like an unknown, and I'm just kind of hoping if it's a good fight. Whereas at the organized group level, you basically know how good everybody is when you see them. Like, when I see WL, I can figure out A, how good WL is on like an average day, but also B, I can get a feel for like how many pugs WL has on any given day based on how many people we kill on engage. Like, if we just push towards them and 4 or 5 people die because their commander about faces and a bunch of people get caught out, I'm like, he's probably open tag tonight. That's a bunch of people who are just not paying attention. If we push forward and we veil and he immediately kites back and everybody's on tag, I'm like, okay, he has his core with him tonight. They're actually ready to game. You have stab. You can cross the ring. And then the other issue that WL has tonight is they're playing with off. And I think WL probably has like 30, and off probably has like 10. So if off and WL can't figure out how to work well together, then it's going to be like we're fighting a 30-man group instead of a 40-man group. And that's also going to make their life kind of hard. So WL's got some numbers stacked against them right now. I think they have one more chance to push this when the ring goes up, but they're going to have to be really fast. He needs to go right about now. They're pulling out instead. Yeah, just not fast enough to commit to the ring to try and save it. We're going to go up that staircase. They're going to drop out. I can get one. I can get one player for my trouble. Okay. Let's go see if WL actually wants to fight. They've come all the way to the south. They're going to try and hold that choke if they're going to fight anywhere. They are going to try and hold that choke. Hey, kudos for stacking up and trying to take the fight. But I think we're just going to be too big tonight. You should just be able to wander through this. You always give credit for a group that tries to take the fight, but they're definitely outmatched tonight. Just a little bit too small, a little bit of trouble working with 2 tags against 1 giant tag. And I think a little too pug forward right now when most of us are comped and in comms. Personally prefer like 15 or less versus 20 to 30. If you always had to pick fights, odd numbers just fun. I would like to stay 25 consistently. I think 31 is a little big. But we do have a party's worth of like alliance members right now who just aren't really doing anything else tonight. So it would be nice to slim down a little. But we're just kind of stuck with what we got tonight. You said back to blue, Ruthless? Okay. Back to Bluegill we go. Yeah, they gave it 3 good tries. None of them went well. BRB, blowing nose. Text chat cover. Alright, we're back. If we can't find anything to do on blue, I think Ruthless may be taking down relatively soon. But I think these are the only groups that are going to be out tonight. Hey, there's only 3 groups that are going to really be able to fight us in this tier. DC wasn't big enough, but they were kind of interesting. WL wasn't coordinated enough, but it was kind of interesting. And we haven't seen Coin at all. We do have Foxy here, and they're huge. I don't know if they're ready for all of this that we've got, but they are big. Okay, never mind. That is a failure to dodge on engage. The first bar to clear in any fights this size is just, can you dodge the first spike? And until you're able to do that, it's going to be hard to do anything else. These all R's? Those are all R's. Yeah, I think we're just too big and too coordinated for the other teams that are out. There are 5 gamers inside Commander. We are marked. Did they just take this? They did just take this. Alright. Well, at least they know we're here. If they want to try and defend this, they should have 1 or 2 more shots. But I don't know if they're going to want to defend this or not. We'll see. Currently assigned a domain of Torment. What am I on? TOD. Who is on Domain of Torment? Yeah, a lot of the matchups seem a little lackluster this month. Which I guess is bound to happen when you're not looking at like what type of guild you are. You're just looking at what does the activity look like. Wolves currently are. Team directory. Domain of Torment. You have Dis, ESP, and Hex in Dissension. Dis is actually kind of a fun small-scale group to run with. You may enjoy them. You have FAM, which is Pack, RXG, and SOC. They're usually a little big. You have OCD, which is like 12 guilds, but they tend to be a little PPT. You have Wolves. Yeah, so you've got those guys in there that you can play with. You've got Gal, which actually just retired. And then you have TBT. TBT's okay. Oh, you know who else you should try and run with? You should keep an eye out for Usur and Siege Crew. They run C hours, but they're a really interesting little small-scale guild. If you manage to catch them around, if you're either up early one morning or up late one night, you should see if you can find them. That's about it. Those are the only people I recommend on... So I shouldn't say recommend. Those are the only people I recognize on DOT. There's other people who I just don't really have experience with. But yeah, Usur and Siege Crew is a fun little group. If you're looking for the more smaller scale stuff. I think they run really small. I think they're like 5 to 10. But, you know, if you're playing with Salt and Havoc and those guys, that's a size that's fairly familiar to you. I don't think Foxy's coming to defend this, by the way. No, I think the small scale is definitely more fun. Like, I'm really not a fan of the 50-man blobs, and even as big as we are tonight, I'm kind of like, it's not my ideal. But the smaller scale you are, the more your own individual play matters. Like, it's hard to feel like you as an individual player are doing anything in a 50v50. Because there's just so many other bodies around you that are all contributing. Whereas when you're in like a 15 or a 20, you're like, it's still a team sport. You're not out there playing solo, but you can feel your individual contributions. Like, you see your spike rotation go off and you see downs. Rather than just like, you're in a 50-man and you're wandering around and just downs appear near you as you mash your buttons because everybody else is all mashing their buttons. But I think it's just because this matchup is kind of dead that when we tag up, people are kind of gravitating to come and play with us to see if we can find anything. And that's why we're a little bigger than usual. Yes. I think Zik made it 40 minutes. Or, 70 minutes. SHW doesn't tag up. They run, like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday or something. Then to flip over to PvP when the World vs. World scrim dies. That's smart. Then at least you can get it from somewhere. Because SPVP is just always on, right? There's not like... Because there's 5-man queues. Whereas I guess World vs. World is always on, but like the people who play it aren't, so you know what I mean. There's a difference between prime and off hours for World vs. World that I bet you probably don't have to deal with in SPVP. There's only three guilds in the entire matchup that we can fight. It's Coin, WL, that's 4. Coin, WL, DC, SHW. If we don't see those 4 guilds, there's nothing to do. And to be fair, we saw 2 of them. They just weren't big enough. I don't even know. Oh, that's up on the bridge. That's a crazy cata spot. Normally that flame ram is a very, very safe spot, but... Mystery portal? It's not that interesting. PvP has some time limitations, because if you want to scrim in a custom lobby, you need to get players together. I don't know that SPVP did custom lobbies. I really need to SPVP more. I mean, I've literally never done it. But I didn't know that you could do custom lobbies. That's kind of neat. Yeah, I should go on a PvP tour one of these days. Who are your good resources for, like, PvP basics? Like, if you were gonna Eli 5 it to somebody who plays World vs. World but has never done SPVP before. Anybody who has, like, good written guides or video guides or, like, a basics of how to approach it? I want that oil dead, man. sad. At least I still have my supply. That's not a great sign for their content. Because we don't really need the sidecar. Oil. I wonder if I can hit this with forage full. Out of range? Alright, never mind. I'll just keep using rifle. That damn cat, man. I'll hide over here. Content creators that do that kind of guide content, usually better to just get with a high tier PvP believer and have them explain it. Okay. I at least know where to find a couple of those. Also, what's up, Pooch? How's your matchup going this month? Have things improved in C, or are they basically same as ever? Things looked more spread out when I glanced at them, but I still don't know as much about C guilds as you guys. You're on HOJ, go figure. Alright, I'll see you in week 3. I'm looking forward to that week 3 matchup, because we're going to win out because we have Mag. And you guys are going to win out because, you know, everything that you've got going on. So just make sure that you guys close out this week and that you win and that you don't lose next week so that we can win in T2, and then we'll have 2 weeks of very fun. For your off hours, guys, we'll be bringing up RE, we'll be bringing up Bunny, we'll be bringing up some off hours stuff. You'll have Cloud to fight on EBG because Mag is with us. And then primetime hours, we can battle BTD and Indo with our 50-man Doomstacks and Cornerstone Alliance because we'll all call every single night. No bomb kit on Hollow? There's no room. There's no room for bomb kit. The rotation is like, I have a 1.5 seconds of downtime in my damage rotation. Where am I going to put bomb kit in? HOJ sustains the lopsided matchup. You break Mag's 1.9 KDR record for the week. I have bad news for you. It's not a 1.9 KDR that Mag topped out at. You're going to make me open up Tableau again, aren't you? I'm opening Tableau. I'm proving it. Is it EU? It's U, but then we filter on NA instead of EU. Oh wait, it is 1.9. Oh, I thought Mag... Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're going to beat the 1.9 that Mag had. You're not going to beat the EU one, though. So yeah, here's the real scoreboard you're chasing. This is the one that you really want to see. Hold on, let me make sure I get across this bridge safely. This is the one that you really want to try and chase after. This skirmish where Whiteside Ridge hit a 3.6 KDR across a week. Or this one where Whiteside Ridge hit a 3.5. Or this one where Whiteside Ridge hit a 3.4. Or this one where Whiteside Ridge hit a 3.4. Like, the EU imbalances in KDR in pre-restructuring 2024 were wild. They were so much higher than anything Mag has ever managed to do. Whiteside Ridge was Mag on steroids. But if you guys want to try and beat that, go for it. You were on the receiving end of the Whiteside Ridge KDR record. You were on Fissure of Woe. I guess you did post a 0.25 KDR across the entire week. That's kind of demoralizing. Can you describe how that felt? Because, like, yeah, that HOJ team is busted, And yeah, that HOJ team should really be a case study for ANET internally on why the restructuring algorithm needs to include some kind of matchmaker in it. To make sure you're not pairing two massive fight guilds that both have really good coverage. But at the same time, overall, some of the pre-restructuring matchups, at least in EU, have been way more imbalanced. And in general, post-restructuring, matchups have gotten more competitive in aggregate. I know that sounds like copium given the state of the current HOJ match, but like week to week, restructuring matchup quality overall, not talking about off hours time, but overall, has been improved in terms of how close KDRs are. E-Waypoint. No one taking them. Think about Vietnam felt after pulling out of Vietnam, beyond defeated, demoralized. Like the gif of the dog, where the dog has a plate in front of it with a snack on it, but all he can think about is like the war, like that. I know what you mean. I did get permission from the Wordies today that I can actually share that data set. I haven't done it yet today. I need to set up a anonymous GitHub account so I can post it, because I don't feel like doxing myself on a community resource. But I'll try and get it up tomorrow, and I would really like to see some other people do some analyses with that sheet. There's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with that data set. And I'm sure there's a bunch of people who can think more creatively than me about data science who can find some interesting stuff to pull out of it. Get back here. Get back here. He's so tanky. Not tanky enough, though. No, not Dr. Grippin. I gotta arrest Dr. Grippin. Commander Quaggan isn't helping res Dr. Grippin, hero of, what team are we on? Tombs of Draskir? Local Tombs of Draskir hero, Dr. Grippin? I'm helping Dr. Grippin, man. You guys do whatever you want. You like data, you just don't like working with it. I had so much fun working with this data set that I stayed up until like 4 a.m. on Sunday. And I probably shouldn't have, but I did, because I got really into it. It's a really, really cool data set. Foxy's is above. Foxy's above, by the way. I'm just gonna wait here. I'm fine. Not taking damage here. Now we just push to the bottom. And then they sprint away. So I should just be able to stand inside of them because they're too busy running away to cast skills. Yeah. Yeah. Eat all this up. What's up, Ari? How you doing? Alright, I'm helping Big Grippin, Dr. Grippin again. I don't know, I'm gonna find him. You guys going to visit the shark? Alright, now this camp is ours. Mid-stealth in fights is something you see a lot less in World versus World. It's because it's hard to coordinate. If you have any greens on you, it's a futile effort. Because the enemy group is just going to be able to see where you're going. Mystery portal. Mystery portal, mystery portal. Show me where this goes. I want to know where this portal goes. Thanks for the follow, by the way. HD Echoes. It's also, there's not a ton of reliable stealth skills left in larger scale world versus world. Like in 2019, when you would still run like Stealth Blast meta with Scrapper, you could do it real easy because you just sneak Gyro Blast and off you go. But it's a lot harder to do sneak Gyro Blast these days. You can't really get away with running Mass Invis on a Chrono because Grapple and Time Warp are both significantly better. You can Druid Stealth, but you're kind of tied to CA to do that. You could Spectre Stealth, I guess, but then like you need to run Spectre and Zerg in the first place. So I think it's probably good to do if you're mid-combat, you know, just like Stealth re-engage, but it's hard to find a source of stealth that isn't Veil. And a lot of people just Veil, really. So, like, there is mid-stealth, quote-unquote, but your mid-stealth a lot of the time is just drop a Veil and take it. As far as private tag goes, like, private tag stops people from seeing where your commander tag is on map. It doesn't stop people from seeing your bodies in front of them. So, like, all of these greens, well, this is BW, so, like, bad example. But you can just set a personal target on Ruthless, and then you know where he is. So personal target doesn't really matter that much, and you're not going to get stealth if you're standing on us and we blast, or we drop Mass Invis, or anything like that. But you will if we Veil, because Veil has no target cap. So it's really just a question of there's not an easy stealth skill to use that's easier to deploy than Veil is. Let's see if anybody wants to respond to this, and if nobody responds to this, we're probably going to Factorio. Stealth mid-fight, I'll have to break line of sight. It's fine to do on like an individual basis, right? Like if you're playing Druid, the fact that you stealth and super speed when you come out of CA is a big deal. Or if you're playing support NG, the fact that you can... Or is it support NG or is it my NG? It's my NG. I don't really use Toss Elixir S, but the fact that I could Toss Elixir S on someone to target break them, if they're getting picked in the tail, it's a big deal. But it's stealth at like an individual level. It's not stealth at a group level. And that's because for stealth to be effective at a group level, you need everybody to get stealth. If you stealth like 80% of your squad, it breaks target, but an enemy group is still going to know exactly where you are. So it's only so effective, because you can just drop damage where the remaining 20% of people are. And I've had a lot of fights like that I've commanded, where I've been like, I know there's a group in front of me, and I know they stealthed, but I can see like 3 greens and 2 pets. So I'm just going to call damage where I see the greens and pets, because I know that's where the rest of the group is, and then like 2 seconds later, there's 10 downs on the ground that just magic themselves into existence. Yeah, on Scrapper I can see that, because none of your other elites are really that much better. Like, Mortar Kit isn't phenomenal for support Scrapper. And, Turret Kit, or whatever it's called, Supply Drop, also isn't amazing. Plus, Sneak Gyro is a gyro at the end of the day, so you at least get super speed out of it, if nothing else. But if you're not running Scrapper per party, like, we're not Scrapper per party now. We have 3 Scrappers in 26. So that's just not going to work unless you're running a really strict comp. And even if you are, you still have to be able to stack up, blast it, and then be able to move off of it before an enemy group figures out exactly where you are. But like, it's effective when you do it. I'm just saying it's a lot harder to get off a clean stealth blast these days than it was in like late 2018, when it was drop dead easy. What the heck? I have all these already. Did I? Wait, I finished my reward track? That's fine. That's also not a repeatable track, so we'll run that too. And then you can go. I have you already. We have left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 reward tracks left, and then we're done with all of the non-repeatable ones. Thanks, Ruthless. Thanks for tag. Also, Ruthless is done, so perfect timing. I'm gonna wait this... No, I'm not gonna wait this skirmish out. I'm just gonna play Factorio. It's the best we can do with content this week. The content is not amazing. I think a lot of people are dodging mag. It's also finals week for people who are in school. It's middle of May, so we should at least be on track to win this match. I may do a little bit of tagging tomorrow in case we need to push it over, but I think really we just want to get to T1. And then once we're in T1, we should have 2 really good weeks of non-stop fights for the exact kind of content we're looking for. So, if you're only here for Guild Wars, that's where we're going to be done with Guild Wars. I'm going to go play Factorio for a bit, but we are done with MMOs for now. If you want to know when we're going to have future streams, I would hop in the Discord. If you want to catch up on the stuff that we've done on the channel in the past, I would check out the VODs channel. If you're looking for edited, curated World vs. World videos, guide content, patch reviews, etc., I would check out the YouTube link. If you would like to stick around for Factorio, you are more than welcome to. We are going to go switch over to that now, which is going to involve turning off music, changing stream title, closing Guild Wars, starting Factorio,